Guys, back in today with another reaction to You and I Are Polar Opposites, this time with episode 6, I think, of season 2. Really great episode last about with Yamada and Nishi, I think the name is. Pretty much full episode focused on them. Best to each other. Makes progress there, which was absolutely lovely. I love seeing anything in regards to those two, so really nice to see that they're kind of official now. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what we've got today. And we're going to be telling people the looks of things. We've kind of discussed that a bit. Oh, we haven't said who yet. Yeah, somebody there knows who it is. Prince who? I mean, we haven't got too long for you guys to spout anything, have we? I was halfway through the season already. Well, we all know her. It wasn't me, it was Tanny. I say we all know her, but I guess he doesn't actually know her that well, does he? But yeah, we haven't got too long for Tyra to make any progress with I always forget her name. Apologies. Oh, the grey haired girl. Ain't much time for you, son. That's the thing. I'm not like I don't think that it was weird to say this, but I don't think they need to be in a relationship, those two, Tyra and the grey haired girl. I feel like they're just like good for each other, even if they were just friends. Would be nice to see for him, I think, though. And for her. Bring her some self value, hopefully. They can like help each other. So I love that shot just for this one. I don't know why it's so short. One of the best shots in the whole opener. We literally got Suzuki in her as like a strawberry sundae. Thought she was a victim this whole time. Well, no one has. See, I can relate to this a lot for very different reasons. I never really used to take care of myself or anything. I always used to care a bit more about other people and stuff. My priorities were not kind of straight. I'm a lot more kind of selfish now in a good way. Um, but I'd always used to try and like, hide my smile and stuff, and I would you'd probably say the same about me. You'd say the same about me. Again, there's just so much I can relate to with his character. But there's also the case of like not wanting to. I'd always be so kind of self aware. You never want to look like, and it sounds weird to say, but like you're having too much fun, anything like that. Like it sounds so weird to say back, but yeah. I can't even think of the rationale for it, but it's just how you, I don't know. He's got a pretty weird laugh, hasn't he? Kind of sounds like a horror monster. Yeah, so have I. Mm. And usually very easy to avoid those things. But here you are getting off your chest. Yeah, I do find a lot of the time with stuff like this, when you do try and tell people, they just like, because people are selfish, they just don't really care. They don't actually listen. Then you just stop telling people. Oh, he she won't care. So, at any point, so I just make someone up. Good. Oh, again, we're seeing that with both of you. And again, you can't underestimate that. As I said before, it feels like a lot of the time when you try and talk about stuff like this, people just like don't seem to actually want to listen to other people. I think so. Again, incredibly relatable for probably a lot of people. That, but I don't think that's true. I think this is like, again, I imagine this is incredibly true for a lot of people. Myself, I look back on like, again, extremely awkward like social events and such, and think, wow, never put myself in that position again. Whereas it's that's not the right way of doing it. You probably should say, I want to like, I do want to embarrass myself like that again because then you get used to it and then you can put yourself out there more than you can like. But again, the way I look at it is if looking back at like again for that for example, it'd be well, yeah, I'm never gonna take those actions that led to that happening and that feeling happening ever again. I think it's just very normal brain chemistry, honestly, isn't it? To look at all these things that these experiences that have hurt you, made you feel pain a certain way, and have them and to understand that I think is a very good thing to actually look back and understand how these things are affecting you and making you the way you are now. I think is a very big thing. That, but I mean, as he says here, the next big step is then kind of overcoming these. I don't think there's anything wrong with this per se, but it is just like this is the first kind of small step, which might seem like you're going backwards initially, but this is the very maybe this is like one small step back which kind of gears you up for one giant leap forward, if that makes sense. Um, but again, I'm not really one to speak because I'm, yeah, again, just like very much like this, very much just like I've got a lot of like memories that embarrassing, painful, whatever they are, that very easily kind of sprung back to the memory, and it's like, oh yeah, remember that time? Probably best not do anything like that again if like a similar occasion comes up or something like that. Um, but yeah, this is really profound stuff right here. Really profound. To see, I can see why he maybe sees it maybe going backwards a bit, but it's definitely not the case. I do really feel what he says there about like him feeling quite lucky about his friends there, though, about that coincidence. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a break, lucky break. Or he brings up these things, but he also helps you forget about them. That's really lovely to see, though, isn't it? Graduation. So I think we're second years, right? So not graduation for. Okay, it's just yeah. I don't think that's really interesting. That how is that structured then? So they I do think the times of school in Japan are slightly different to here in the UK to like when they start and finish and so on. But that's a really interesting structure. So the final year, the third year leaves. Um, but the other years are still there. I mean, I guess it's somewhat similar here in the UK in regards to like when we do in our exams, we kind of we can freely like we have like study leave, and so you yeah, you're on leave, and then you kind of come in to do the exam. So the other years are kind of doing their normal everyday stuff, and you're not there anymore. So I guess that maybe that's what this is in a way. Um, but that said, like actual like graduation, so I feel like it's like fully finished for them at that point. So that's really interesting that they so it's kind of like a shorter year for your final year in that case. Then that seems yeah, it seems quite interestingly structured, doesn't it? Maybe it's to help you prepare for your kind of work or university or whatever. Maybe I'm not sure, but you know what? I like this structure actually. So the oldest group actually have to go up the least amount of stairs. It's quite a good structure. I like the opposite of what we have here in the UK. It's like the cool kids, or whatever, um, get on like the back of the bus, on the back of the bus. Like the older you are, further down the bus you get, the younger you are, usually the more up front. It's kind of like the opposite of what we yeah, like our school bus culture, but it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that's she says it there. Best stairs. That is sad. You're in the special category. White Day. The return of Valentine's. I was quite surprised how little we covered Valentine's last week. I was sure, like usually it's got like at least like a whole episode dedicated to it or something. I mean, that's the thing. When I buy like a present like this, I don't think of what the meaning of. You do think of like the meaning of it is, but like not in the kind of more generalized way. If you know what I'm saying, like what does buying pink sweets mean? Does it mean he loves me more or less, like or something like that? Like no, this yeah, I don't know. They plan to meet up after. Avoided repeating the year. Yeah, I've never actually seen someone that's had to repeat a year, except for a guy I looked after in primary school. He had I can't remember what the issue was, but he had bit of a learning disability. He was a couple years older. And, yeah, I used to eat lunch with him, and yeah, said it before, but he always used to have these crisps, and then always be spitting them out, like laughed or anything. He had like no sense of like anything like that. So if you like laugh while eating his crisps, they'll just go all over you. Yeah, pretty gross. But he was a lovely guy. Ichimasen da. Do you accept these? A lot. That was just one piece of gum. Return for one small piece of gum. Sorry, I read that wrong. I don't know why. I don't know how I read that wrong, but I read that as there are beginnings and there are also beginnings. I don't know why I read it like that. But wow, it's a bit of a hodgepodge of stuff from Tyra, but I think this says a lot, doesn't it? Like a bit of a mess of a present, but a lot. He's given a lot, a messy lot, but a lot. Just in return of one small piece of gum, one girl that listens to you. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Is that Gazpacho? I feel like I've heard that name before. Uda Ken. The voice is that not the voice actor? Quick cut from that. Mm. Oh, good, good. Oh, that looks fucking wrong. That looked dodgy. So moving photo. Did indeed. Train time today. Train time. Best time for these two though, isn't it? Nah, he's the one bloody napping away. Just you wait till the Japanese bloody ecosystem hits you. Ecosystem's definitely the wrong word, isn't it? The work system. I want to hang out a bit more. What kind of, I understand. Gusto. That is quite a romantic lie. Not not exactly in this context, but yeah. Easy mistake to make. I mean, it's just a black screen, so I'd be under the impression that it doesn't even work. I've ever seen plenty of these two today, though. I mean, I haven't actually seemingly got much time left for them. Anything better? No, it's not. No, it's not. Easy to understand, strong, dependable, someone who's a little rough, yeah. But this is that was the you that kind of again had not too much value of yourself. And I think you see a lot of girls like this, don't you? They like I don't know. I feel like that's quite a I feel like in high school I remember the girls liking that same type of guy, the guy that would kind of like hurt them in the end. Um, whereas Tyra is complicated, sensitive, got to work, worried about him. Get him there, the darkness. I won't bother with that timer. Like 20 seconds left. But yeah, I mean, it just says here probably. Has it worked out for you? Did that help you with anything? Did that bring any more value to you? If anything, again, it seems like it made you devalue yourself. So, and it's always the same though. As I said, it's always like, I mean, it's the same with women. Women always like guys say they want like a nice girl or whatever, and they actually just want someone to play around with. Girls, it's like they say they want like a nice guy, but they go for like the worst possible choice. Um, It's always one of those kind of very contradictory things for both men and women, isn't it? Again, like in a lot of cases, in a situation like this, it'd probably be the case where this really never turns into anything. A lot of the time. And I mean, I said it in the intro. This doesn't have to. I feel like they're like pretty good for each other, even if they don't go any further or anything. But what is it exactly? That's kind. See, that's the kind of classic you see in a drama where he turns around as well, but didn't quite turn around there. They turn around and run to each other and kiss. But yeah, I wonder what that feeling is. Is it a sense of actual love? We'll see. We'll see. I'm glad we're making some big progress today. Almost the episode solely focused on those two. Really nice to see. As I always say, he's just such a relatable character. So it's really nice seeing this progress like this. Mhm. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Really good episode. As I said, just pretty much entirely Tyra and Azusa. Is it Azuma? Her name is so hard to stick with me. Um, her specifically. Don't know why that is, but I think it's just because it is one of those names that you hear quite often. A similar name like a Azuma, Azusa. Like they're quite common. Like I heard these like three different shows with characters with similar name just yesterday. But yeah, really good episode with these two, kind of releasing a lot of their inner thoughts to each other. Like, yeah, just awesome to see them making this progress. Again, it feels slow. It might feel like they're stepping backwards, but this is all like, again, I wouldn't know, but it all feels very natural. Awesome between them. Love him gifting her all these sweets for White Day. Again, I think this was so symbolic of what their relationship actually is, where she's just doing a little for him, but it feels like so much for him. Just like a little bit of gum, just a little bit of listening, just a little bit of being there. Feels like so much. And yeah, I thought that was really awesome. And yeah, lovely scene to end out on. Got a little bit of glimpse of the guys getting ready to change classes. So we'll see probably next week who's in whose class and such. Again, it doesn't really matter at the minute because all the relationships are quite set. So it doesn't really even matter if we're like far away from each other or in different classes or whatever. But yeah, just some lovely scenes with these two, and looks like she's had some kind of realization here, whether that is love or dependency or what. Not really sure yet. We'll see. But the way she turns around here is very dramatic. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, another banger episode today. Let me know what you guys thought about it though in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do. Today, I can't lie, I'm kind of sad because it does very much feel like we are closing out this show, doesn't it? Like the relationships are getting quite deep and getting quite like not to their end, of course, but to like yeah, it just does feel kind of like we're We're almost at the end, which is a big shame because I've absolutely loved this show. But yeah, we have got Rampart's Vice coming next season, so no big deal in that regard. But this is again just been one of my favorite romance anime in a while. So yeah, kind of sad it's going to be ended soon. But again, thank you guys very much for watching. We are still only halfway through the season, so don't worry. But yeah, thank you guys, and have a good rest of your day.